Welcome to Southwest Desert, where adventure meets the arid beauty of the American Southwest. Join me as we explore Southwest's lost historical characters, stunning desert vistas, forgotten Native American history, or tales of lost gold mines. There's always something new to discover. Subscribe now and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on our latest desert adventures. Let's journey together into the heart of the Southwest Desert. Sit back and enjoy. Welcome to Southwest Desert, where we uncover the extraordinary lives that shape the American Southwest. I'm your host, and today we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating stories of cultural transformation and survival in frontier history, the remarkable life of Merejildo Grijalva, known to many as El Chivero, the goatherder. In Sonora, Mexico, around 1840, in the small town of Bacauchi, a child is born to Opata parents, a child who would grow up to bridge three distinct worlds: Mexican, Apache, and American. This is where our story begins, in the harsh but beautiful landscape of the Sonoran Desert, where young Merejildo Grijalva spent his early years learning the art of goat herding from his father. For the first decade of his life, Merejildo's world was defined by the rhythms of pastoral life. Dawn to dusk, he worked alongside his father, tending to their herds in the rugged terrain of northern Mexico. This early experience would earn him the nickname that would stick with him throughout his life: El Chivero, the goat herder. Little did anyone know that these skills in navigation and survival would serve him well in the extraordinary journey that lay ahead. Then came 1850, the year that would dramatically alter the course of young Merejildo's life forever. On what likely seemed like any other day, while tending to his father's herds, Merejildo encountered a group of Chiricahua Apache warriors led by the feared chief Miguel Narbona. In a moment, his life as he knew it ended. The Apache took the young boy captive, carrying him far from his home to the Chiricahua Mountains in southeastern Arizona. Thank you for joining your desert frontiersman Alan for another Southwest adventure. If you would like to help support my time and channel, hit the super thanks heart icon on the bottom of the video and contribute. This is very helpful. Relax and enjoy. Now, imagine yourself as this young boy, torn from everything familiar, thrust into an entirely new world. The Chiricahua Mountains, with their towering peaks and hidden valleys, would become both his prison and his school for the next 9 years. The transition was undoubtedly brutal at first. Merejildo was put to work as a servant, carrying wood and water, performing the countless daily tasks necessary for life in the rancherias. But here's where our story takes an unexpected turn. Among the Apache, Merejildo formed what would become a life-changing friendship with a young warrior who would later become one of the most famous Apache chiefs in history, Cochise. This relationship proved to be more than just a childhood bond. It became a shield of protection that would help ensure Merejildo's survival within the tribe. During these formative years, Merejildo underwent a remarkable transformation. He didn't merely survive among the Apache. He became immersed in their way of life. He learned their language, becoming fluent in the complex Athapascan tongue. He engaged in self-defense training with other young boys, learning the fighting techniques that would later serve him well. He even participated in raids, gaining first-hand experience in Apache warfare tactics and strategies. But in 1859, after 9 years of living as one of the Apache, Merejildo made his dramatic escape. Two fascinating legends surround his departure, each speaking to the complex nature of his experience. The first tells of him learning about the tragic deaths of his 5 brothers at the hands of the Apache, igniting a desire for freedom and perhaps revenge. The second legend, equally compelling, speaks of a forbidden love affair with an Apache girl who was killed by warriors, driving him to flee in grief and anger. While we may never know the true catalyst, what's certain is that this marked the end of one chapter in Merejildo's life and the beginning of another, even more remarkable one. Merejildo's unique background, his intimate knowledge of Apache language, culture, and territory, made him an invaluable asset to the United States military. His journey in government service began at Fort Thorne, where he was employed by Dr. Steck. This initial position would lead to a distinguished career as a government guide, working out of multiple frontier outposts including Fort West, Fort Bowie, Fort Wallen, and Fort Grant. His expertise became particularly crucial in helping the Army track hostile Apache bands. June 1871 marked another pivotal moment in Merejildo's career when he met General George Crook, one of the most significant military leaders in Southwest history. Alongside his brother Francisco, who had also been an Apache captive, Merejildo served as a guide during Crook's campaigns. The brothers' unique understanding of both Mexican and Apache worlds made them exceptionally effective in their roles, helping to bridge the vast cultural divide that often led to misunderstandings and conflict. From around 1874 to 1879, Merejildo's career took another fascinating turn when he began working at the San Carlos Apache Indian Agency with Indian agent John Clum. This period demonstrated his diplomatic skills as much as his military ones. He traveled to Washington with a group of Apache, helping to represent their interests in the nation's capital. In a particularly memorable event, he helped present an Apache war dance in Tucson, serving as a cultural interpreter between the Apache and the local population. While Merejildo's professional life was marked by constant movement and danger, he managed to establish a personal life that reflected the complex cultural tapestry of the Southwest. In 1867, he married Rosa Cortez in Tucson, putting down roots in the territory that had become his home. Though the couple suffered the heartbreaking loss of their first child, a son, they later opened their hearts and home to 2 Apache children, a boy and a girl. In what seems like a perfect illustration of Merejildo's role as a bridge between cultures, his adopted daughter Guadalupe would later marry a Chiricahua chief known as Nosy, creating new bonds between the various worlds Merejildo inhabited. However, life wasn't always smooth for our protagonist. The period around 1880 to 1885 reveals a more troubled side of Merejildo's character. While living near Pueblo Viejo, he became involved in several serious incidents that paint a picture of a man perhaps struggling with the weight of straddling multiple worlds. In January 1880, he was fined for vandalism in Solomonville. More seriously, in October 1882, he was involved in an incident where he shot up the streets of Safford, an event that surely caused quite a stir in the small frontier town. 3 years later, in November 1885, he faced accusations of attempting to shoot Constable Leonidas Sancha. But true to his resilient nature, Merejildo managed to overcome this troubled period. In 1887, he returned to San Carlos as an interpreter, putting his remarkable linguistic abilities to use in the courts. Few people in the territory could match his ability to move fluently between English, Spanish, and Athapascan. This skill, combined with his deep understanding of both Apache and American legal customs, made him an invaluable figure in the judicial system. His expertise and reliability led to his appointment as Chief of Scouts at San Carlos in 1893, and by 1900 he was serving as Chief of Indian Scouts at Fort Grant. Merejildo had risen to one of the most prestigious positions available to someone of his background in the Southwest. In his later years, Merejildo remained engaged in civic life, supporting Arizona's bid for statehood and helping transport Mexican citizens to polling stations. He eventually retired to his ranch near Solomonville, where he lived until his death in 1916 at the age of 75. As we reflect on Merejildo Grijalva's remarkable life, we see a man who embodied the complex nature of the American Southwest during one of its most transformative periods. His journey from captured goat herder to respected government scout and interpreter spans an era of tremendous change, conflict, and cultural exchange. He served as a crucial bridge between worlds during a time when such bridges were few and far between. Merejildo's legacy teaches us that history is rarely simple, and that the most remarkable lives often defy easy categorization. He lived in multiple worlds, Mexican, Apache, and American, and his ability to navigate these different cultures made him an invaluable figure in Southwest history. His story reminds us that even in times of conflict and change, individuals can transcend their circumstances and make lasting contributions to society. This has been Southwest Desert. Join us next time as we continue to explore the extraordinary lives that shape the American Southwest. Please enjoy my huge catalog of videos and playlists. Happy trails! Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more great content. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.